The stars shone brightly over Earth, but the peace was only on the surface. Humans had lived quietly for centuries, hiding the true extent of their technology. While the galaxy believed humans were weak, slow, and unremarkable, Earth scientists and commanders had built a fleet that could challenge any power. Commander Desu stood on the bridge of the flagship Songhua, looking at the vast darkness of space. He was calm, but his mind raced with plans. Around him, officers moved with purpose, their eyes reflecting the light of the stars. "Status report," Desu said, his voice steady. Lieutenant Hannah, a young woman with sharp eyes and quick thinking, stepped forward. "All human colonies are secure. Communications are silent from the Council, but we have intercepted signals. They are gathering a fleet near the outer systems." Desu nodded. He had expected this. The Council had always been arrogant. They thought they could control everything. They thought humans were too small and unimportant to matter. Now that arrogance would be their weakness. "Prepare the warships," Desu said. "We cannot wait for them to act first." Hannah saluted, and the bridge hummed with activity. In the hangars, warships moved like dark sharks, sleek and fast. Engineers made final adjustments to weapons and shields, while pilots ran through checklists. Every human knew that the coming days would decide the fate of their species. On Earth, President Mi-sun watched the same stars from the council chamber. She had always believed in the strength of humanity, but she also understood the dangers. The council was not a single race. It was made up of dozens of species, each proud and confident in its power. They believed that no human could match them. "Commander Desu has the right plan," Mi-sun said to her advisors. "We cannot wait. They will strike if we show any weakness. Our fleet must be ready." Meanwhile, in the cold expanse near the Orion Expanse, the council fleet floated like a giant net ready to trap a small fish. Admiral Bora, a stern and proud officer of the council, looked at the human signals they had intercepted. "They are moving faster than expected," Bora said to her aides. "But humans are foolish. They cannot face our warships directly." Her aide, a young alien named Kyung, frowned. "Their technology is advanced, but we are stronger. Should we send a warning?" Bora laughed. "Warnings are for those who obey. Humans will learn humility when we destroy their fleet." Back on the human flagship, Desu gathered his commanders in the strategy room. He spread a holographic map of the galaxy across the table, showing the positions of council ships and human colonies. "Our strength is in our speed and our unpredictability," Desu said. "They think we are slow, that we will wait. But humans are patient and humans are clever. We will strike before they expect it." Hannah nodded. "We have studied their fleet movements. They rely on large numbers, but their coordination is weak. If we can disrupt their command ships, the rest will panic." "Yes," Desu agreed. "We attack the edge of their formation, draw them out, and then strike at the center. We must remain silent, invisible until the right moment." In the human colonies, families went about their daily routines, unaware of the war that was about to touch their lives. Children played in fields, while teachers taught lessons about history and science. On Mars, engineers calibrated energy systems for the fleet, making sure every ship could jump across light years without error. Humans worked in silence, their minds focused on a distant enemy who thought them weak. Commander Desu walked the corridors of the flagship, passing by young cadets and experienced officers. He saw determination in their faces. He remembered the stories of past wars, of times when humans had been underestimated and crushed. But this time, humanity would not fail. This time, their enemies would learn the price of arrogance. In a hidden lab aboard the flagship, a scientist named Ji-hoon adjusted a prototype weapon. It was small, compact, but it could destroy larger ships with precise energy bursts. Ji-hoon looked at the model of the council flagship, imagining it in flames. "They will not see it coming," he said softly. "Not until it is too late." On a distant moon, scouts reported movement. A group of human pilots prepared their ships for reconnaissance. Among them was So-yun, a fearless pilot known for daring missions. She checked her controls and weapons, her heart steady despite the tension. "We go in, gather the information and return," she said to her team. "If we are discovered, we fight. But we will not fail." The humans moved silently through space, using asteroid fields and hidden routes. The Council fleet, massive and slow, began to sense something unusual. Sensors detected faint movements, but they dismissed them as minor. "They are too small to matter," Admiral Bora said. "Focus on the main sectors. Let the humans play in the shadows." Desu watched the Council from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment. Every decision, every movement was part of a larger plan. The humans were silent, patient, but ready to strike. As the Council fleet slowly moved toward human space, messages arrived from the scouts. Soyun had discovered a weak point in the formation. Desu studied the data, a small smile forming on his face. "This is it," he said. "We strike here. They will never expect it." On Earth, President Misun watched the same stars, feeling a mix of fear and pride. She knew that humanity's survival depended on courage and cleverness, not numbers or size. The future was uncertain, but humans had always risen against the odds. Night fell on Earth, Mars, and the space colonies. Humans rested, planned, and waited. Silence stretched across the galaxy, but it was a silence full of tension, of potential energy ready to explode. Commander Desu returned to the bridge, looking at his crew. "Remember," he said, "we are humans. We survive. We fight. We will not bow to arrogance or fear. Our time will come, and when it does, the Council will see the true strength of humanity." Hannah nodded, and the bridge crew went back to their stations. Outside, the stars seemed endless, but humans knew the path they would take. They were ready to move, to act, to defend their world and show the galaxy that silence was not weakness. And so, humanity waited, in quiet readiness. Their minds sharp, their ships prepared, and their hearts filled with determination. The Council may have crumbled in its hubris, but the war had not yet begun. Humanity would make its first move, and when it did, the galaxy would never forget the silence that preceded the storm. The silence of space pressed against the human fleet like a living thing. Commander Desu stood on the bridge of the flagship Songhua, watching distant stars shimmer. The Council fleet was vast, its ships moving like a shadow across the galaxy. But humans did not fear it. They had patience, they had planning, and they had courage. Lieutenant Hannah approached, carrying reports from the reconnaissance ships. "Commander, we have confirmed their positions. Their main fleet is still moving slowly through the outer systems. Sensors show gaps between their ships." Desu nodded. "Just as we expected. They believe size and numbers will protect them. They do not understand strategy. They do not understand humans." On Mars, the energy grids hummed with quiet intensity. Engineer Minsuk supervised the power relays that fueled the human warships. Each ship required precise energy calibration to jump across light years without detection. Minsuk worked with his team, their hands moving quickly over consoles, checking numbers, adjusting systems. "Everything must be perfect," Minsuk said. "One mistake and we risk being seen before we strike. Humanity cannot afford mistakes." Meanwhile, President Misun monitored the fleets from Earth. She felt the tension in every report, but she also felt pride. Humans had survived worse than this. Humans had always found ways to fight, to resist, to endure. She knew the Council underestimated them, and that would be humanity's greatest advantage. In the shadowed corridors of the flagship, Ji-hoon studied the weapon systems once more. His prototype energy pulse cannons could destroy even the largest Council warships, but only if fired at the right moment. He thought of the Council's arrogance, how they believed humans could never challenge them. Ji-hoon smiled. "They will see," he whispered. The Council fleet continued its slow approach. Admiral Bora's pride was apparent in every command. "They think they can hide from us," she said to her officers. "They are fools. Prepare the fleet. We will crush their scouts and force humans into surrender." Her aide Kyung hesitated. "Admiral, we may be underestimating them. The humans have been silent for centuries, quietly advancing. We cannot know their full strength. Bora laughed. Kyung, caution is for the weak. Humans are weak. This is their final mistake. Deep in the asteroid belts near human colonies, Soyun led a reconnaissance mission. Her small team of pilots navigated the rocky terrain, scanning for Council patrols. The human ships were fast, almost invisible among the rocks, and the pilots relied on stealth and timing. Soyun, sensors are clear. One of the pilots reported, no signs of enemy ships nearby. Good, she said. Move closer to the outer fleet. We need their formation and weaknesses. Do not engage unless necessary. The humans moved carefully, using the terrain to hide from sensors. Even the faintest energy pulse could reveal their presence. And Soyun knew the Council scanners were powerful. But humans had learned patience. Humans had learned how to survive against impossible odds. On Earth, schools continued as if nothing was happening. Children played under the sun, unaware that their world was about to be tested. Teachers spoke of history, of great human achievements, unknowingly preparing the next generation of minds that would think like Dae-soo, like Ji-hoon, like Soyun. Back on the flagship, Dae-soo gathered his commanders once more. The holographic map displayed the Council fleet in all its size and power. They are confident. They have no reason to doubt themselves, he said. That is their mistake. Humans are patient. Humans are clever. They will not see us coming until it is too late. Hannah looked at the map. Commander, we should prepare a feint. We can send a small detachment to draw part of their fleet toward the edge of the system. That will weaken their center. Dae-soo nodded. Exactly. Humans do not rush blindly into battle. We control the flow, and the enemy reacts to us. Timing will be everything. Min-suk finished his work on the energy grids. All warships are ready. Our jump engines are calibrated. Our shields are optimized. We wait for your command, Commander. In a secret communication hub, Ji-hoon adjusted his weapon systems one last time. All cannons are charged, he said to the AI core, Sung. We wait for the signal. We will not fire until the perfect moment. Sung responded in a calm voice. Understood, Ji-hoon. Calculations predict a 92% chance of first strike success if executed as planned. Dae-soo walked along the bridge, his eyes sweeping over the crew. We are humans, he said softly. We survive. We fight. We adapt. Remember that. The Council believes in strength and numbers, but humans have something they will never have. Courage, ingenuity, and patience. That is why we will win. On the outer edges of the human systems, Soyun's reconnaissance team discovered the Council's supply lines. Commander, we found a weak point, she reported via secure channel. Several of their transport ships are lightly defended. If we strike, it will force them to move and show their main fleet center. Dae-soo studied the data. Good work. Prepare a strike team. But remember, stealth comes first. We are invisible until the moment we choose to attack. Back on the Council flagship, Bora sensed a change. Something is off, she said. I cannot explain it, but I feel that humans are hiding something. Kyung nodded. Perhaps we underestimated them. Should we adjust our strategy? Bora's face darkened. No, humans cannot threaten us. Continue as planned. They will regret their arrogance. In human colonies, families went to sleep, unaware of the silent tension that stretched across the galaxy. Ships lay hidden in hangars, weapons charged, engines ready. Humans had learned to wait, to strike with precision, to survive against impossible odds. Dae-soo returned to the bridge, looking at the holographic map. The Council believes we are weak, he said. They believe silence means fear, but silence is not weakness. Silence is preparation. Silence is patience. Humanity will strike when the time is right, and when we do, the galaxy will remember our name. Hannah adjusted her console. Commander, all ships report ready. The crews are calm, disciplined, and waiting for your command. Dae-soo nodded, feeling a quiet pride. Then we wait, not for fear, but for the perfect moment. Humanity does not rush blindly. Humanity controls the flow of war. The Council's hubris will be their undoing. The galaxy will learn that humans are not to be underestimated. As night fell over Earth, Mars, and the space colonies, the human fleet remained hidden, patient, and ready. The Council fleet moved slowly, unaware that their arrogance had blinded them. The stage was set, and humanity waited, silent but determined. The calm before the storm stretched across the stars. But when humans acted, it would be with precision, courage, and a brilliance that no council had ever expected. Commander Desu stood at the observation deck, watching the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility and hope. "Humans have waited long enough," he said softly. "The time is near, and when we move, the galaxy will never forget the silence that came before the storm." And so humanity waited, silent, patient, and ready. The council moved with pride and confidence, but humans knew the truth. Arrogance had blinded their enemy, and when the first strike came, nothing would be the same again. The human fleet moved quietly through the outer system, invisible among asteroids and dark space. Commander Desu stood on the bridge of Songhua, watching the holographic display. The Council fleet had reached the coordinates predicted by the reconnaissance team. Their massive warships gleamed like dark jewels, slow but powerful, unaware of the silent hunters nearby. Lieutenant Hannah approached him with a report. "Commander, their main fleet is in position. Transport ships are still lightly defended as we observed. The Council's command ships are grouped at the center. This is our opportunity." Desu nodded. "Soyun, prepare your strike team. Min-suk, check all weapon systems. Ji-hoon, coordinate with the AI core. Sung. Timing will decide everything." Soyun and her pilots moved their small squadron forward, weaving between asteroids to avoid the Council's sensors. The pilots had trained for this moment for years, and each of them knew that success required calm, precision, and courage. The human warships were small but deadly, with energy pulse cannons designed for surgical strikes. "Engines ready," Soyun reported. "Weapons calibrated. We can strike at your mark, Commander." Desu's eyes scanned the display. "Wait until the Council splits part of their fleet. Their arrogance will do it for us. Once they are distracted, we strike the transports first. Draw them out, and the rest will follow." On Mars, Min-suk watched the energy grids powering the fleet. Every ship, every cannon, every shield depended on his calculations. If even one misfired, the human fleet could be exposed. He worked quickly, ensuring that everything would function perfectly. "We are ready," he said to his team. "Now it is up to them out there." Meanwhile, the Council fleet moved slowly, confident in its superiority. Admiral Bora's pride filled the command bridge. "They are hiding," she said. "But it is only temporary. Humans cannot challenge us. Our numbers, our strength, our strategy are far greater. Soon, they will regret their arrogance." Kyung, her aide, glanced at the sensors nervously. "Admiral, we may be underestimating them. They are silent, yes, but perhaps stronger than we think." Bora's face hardened. "Kyung, silence is not strength. It is fear. Humans will break. They always do." Soyun's squadron closed in on the Council transport ships. The humans had studied the fleet patterns for months, predicting exactly how the Council would move. She looked at her team. "Remember, precision first. Strike fast and vanish. Do not engage their main fleet." The first pulse cannon fired. A Council transport ship erupted in flames, its shields unable to withstand the concentrated energy. The humans moved quickly, striking 2 more transports before vanishing behind a cluster of asteroids. Admiral Bora's sensors lit up with warnings. "What is this? Who dares?" Kyung watched the displays in horror. "Admiral, it's them. The humans. They attacked our transports and disappeared." Bora slammed her clawed hand on the console. "Impossible. They should not have the technology." Desu watched the Council's panic from the bridge of Songhua. The first strike was a success. The transports were destroyed, and the Council was distracted. It was time for the next phase. "Open all channels," Desu said. Prepare to move the main fleet through the asteroids. Focus on the gaps in their formation. Strike the command ships once they are exposed. The human fleet flowed through the asteroid field like shadows. They were invisible, unpredictable, a silent force that the Council could not detect. Pilots flew with calm precision, trusting both their skill and the AI guidance of Sung. On one of the Council warships, Bora barked orders. Deploy scouts. Find the humans. Destroy them immediately. But the human fleet was already gone, leaving only the echoes of their strike. The Council warships moved in confusion, breaking formation to protect the remaining transports. This was exactly what Daesu had anticipated. Now, he said, move in, strike their center, focus fire on command ships. Hannah, Ji-hoon, coordinate the attack. Energy cannons lit up across the human fleet. Pulses of bright light streaked through space, striking the Council command ships. Explosions rippled through the enemy formation. Smaller ships were thrown into chaos. The Council's confidence cracked. Commander, shields holding, but we are outnumbered, Hannah shouted. Daesu smiled. We are not outnumbered. We are humans. We fight differently. Focus on strategy, not numbers. Attack the weak points, move fast, and vanish before they can respond. Soyun's squadron targeted a secondary command ship, firing with precision. The Council vessel's shields failed, and it spun out of control. Crew members shouted in panic, unable to comprehend how humans could attack so efficiently and vanish again. On Earth, President Mi-sun watched the battle through secure transmissions. She felt both pride and tension. Humans were proving that they could fight, but every moment was dangerous. They are clever, but the Council will not fall easily, she whispered. Min-suk monitored energy levels from Mars. All systems stable. Weapons are functioning. The fleet can continue the strike as planned. The Council fleet tried to regroup. Bora's face was pale with frustration. They should be easy to crush. They are too small, too weak. How are they doing this? Kyung hesitated. Perhaps it is our own hubris. We ignored their capabilities. We thought silence meant weakness. Bora's voice was sharp. Enough. Do not question me. Destroy them. The humans continued their silent advance. Ships moved unpredictably, disappearing into asteroid clusters and striking from unexpected angles. Explosions lit up space as Council warships fell one by one. Ji-hoon coordinated with the AI Korsung. All pulse cannons fired, targeting the remaining command ships. Calculations show a 95% chance of disabling their fleet without major losses. Daesu nodded. Excellent. Maintain formation and strike swiftly. Focus on the Council's pride, they cannot adapt quickly. Use their arrogance against them. Soyun's squadron executed daring maneuvers, slipping between Council warships and targeting weak points. Each attack left the enemy confused and disoriented. The Council fleet, vast and powerful, was unable to respond effectively. Bora watched in disbelief as more command ships fell. Impossible, she shouted. Humans. They should not be able to do this. Kyung looked at the bridge monitors, shaken. Admiral, they are stronger than we expected. They are clever, precise, and coordinated. Bora slammed a fist on the console. No, they cannot be. Continue the attack. They will break. Daesu watched the Council's panic. Their hubris had blinded them. They believed humans could not challenge them, but now the truth was clear. Humans were patient, clever, and fearless. The Council had underestimated them, and that mistake would cost dearly. Hannah reported, Commander, the main command ship is heavily damaged. Council fleet is breaking formation. Their morale is low. We can press further. Daesu's eyes gleamed with determination. Then we press. Humanity moves as one. Attack their weak points, control the flow, and finish this first phase. Every move must be precise. Every strike must count. The Council fleet was scattered, their ships damaged and morale low. Commander Daesu watched from the bridge of Songhua, his eyes focused on the holographic display. The humans had struck first and struck decisively. Now it was time to press the advantage. Lieutenant Hannah moved quickly beside him. Commander, sensors show their main fleet is in disarray. Many command ships are offline. They are attempting to regroup, but their formation is broken. Desu nodded. Good. Prepare the fleet for coordinated attacks. We do not give them time to recover. Humans strike while the enemy is weak. Minsuk, check all energy reserves. Ji-hoon, confirm weapon systems are ready for long-range precision strikes. On Mars, Minsuk worked with his team monitoring power levels across the entire fleet. Each warship was connected through advanced communication relays and synchronized by the AI core, Sung. Even small errors could reveal their position or waste precious energy. Minsuk's hands moved over the controls, adjusting output and optimizing shields. All systems stable, he said. Weapons and shields are ready. Fleet can proceed. President Mi-sun watched the battle unfold on Earth. Her heart beat fast as she observed the human fleet moving through the outer systems with speed and precision. She had always believed in humanity's potential, but seeing it in action filled her with pride. They are showing the galaxy what humans are capable of, she whispered to herself. The human fleet moved like shadows through asteroid clusters. Each ship followed exact coordinates, avoiding detection while targeting weak points in the Council's scattered formation. Commander Desu coordinated attacks with calm authority, trusting the skill and judgment of his officers. So-yun led a squadron of fast attack ships, weaving between the larger vessels of the Council. Her pilots fired energy pulse cannons at supply lines, disabled weapon systems on several ships, and disappeared before the enemy could respond. Keep moving, she said. Every hit counts. Every move must be precise. The Council fleet attempted to retaliate, but their attacks were uncoordinated. Ships fired blindly at shadows, energy beams striking empty space. Admiral Bora's pride had become a weakness. They cannot be doing this, she shouted. Where are the humans? They should not have survived our first strike. Kyung, her aide, glanced nervously at the holographic displays. Admiral, their tactics are unlike anything we have seen. They are using the terrain, their speed, and timing perfectly. We are losing control of the battle. Bora's face turned red with anger. No, humans are weak. They must fall. Find them. Destroy them. Desu observed the Council fleet breaking apart. Hannah, Ji-hoon, target the command ships that are trying to regroup. So-yun, lead your squadron to intercept reinforcements. Minsuk, ensure shields remain stable. The Council's hubris is their weakness. Exploit it. The human fleet struck again. Command ships lost shields under concentrated energy pulses, and smaller ships were disabled or destroyed. Explosions lit the darkness of space, scattering debris. The Council fleet struggled to maintain cohesion. On one of the human warships, Ji-hoon coordinated with the AI core Sung. All weapon systems are online. Calculations predict a high probability of success if we continue strikes on their command centers. Desu nodded. Then continue. Humanity moves with patience and precision. Every strike must break their confidence. Every action must remind them that they underestimated us. So-yun's squadron moved in daring formations. Pilots twisted their ships around asteroid clusters, striking from unexpected angles. Council officers scrambled to respond but found themselves outmatched. Humans fought not with brute strength but with intelligence, timing, and courage. Back on Earth, President Mi-sun felt hope and fear together. The humans were winning battles in space, but the Council still held power across the galaxy. One mistake, one miscalculation, could cost thousands of lives. She sent a silent prayer for the safety of Commander Desu and his fleet. On Mars, Minsuk monitored the energy grids, adjusting power to support the fleet's maneuvers. They are holding the Council off, but every strike must be calculated. One wrong move and the Council could regroup. Humans cannot waste energy on mistakes. Meanwhile, on the bridge of Songhua, Desu studied the holographic map. Council ships were retreating toward the outer rim, trying to protect the remaining command ships. They are running, he said. Do not let them recover. Press the advantage. Show the galaxy that humans are not to be ignored. Hannah quickly relayed instructions. We can strike 2 command ships directly if we coordinate with Soyun's squadron. The rest of the fleet can intercept any reinforcements. Daesu nodded. Do it. Humanity moves as one. Strategy and precision will win this day, not sheer numbers. Let them learn the cost of arrogance. Soyun's squadron approached the Council command ships cautiously. Each pilot understood the stakes. Energy pulse cannons fired in precise sequences, disabling shields and critical systems. The Council crews panicked, trying to restore order, but human strikes were unpredictable and fast. Admiral Bora's anger turned to fear. Impossible! How are they so precise? They are destroying our command ships with fewer numbers. Kyung whispered, Admiral, perhaps their silence, their patience. That is what gave them the advantage. They did not reveal their strength until it was time to strike. Explosions tore through the Council fleet. The command ships struggled to maintain cohesion. Council officers shouted, trying to coordinate a response, but every move seemed anticipated by the humans. Daesu watched calmly, knowing this was the power of patience and strategy. On one of the smaller human ships, pilot Hygiene gritted her teeth as she fired energy pulses at a damaged Council cruiser. Take this, she said softly, aiming carefully. The cruiser's systems failed, and it drifted helplessly into space debris. Daesu looked at the display, seeing the Council fleet crumble further. Now is the moment, he said. Push forward, but do not be reckless. We win through careful strikes, through patience, through knowing our enemy. Minsuk monitored shields and energy levels from Mars, making adjustments to ensure every human ship had maximum efficiency. They are holding the enemy. Shields are stable. Weapons systems are optimized. Humanity can continue the attack without exposure. The Council fleet tried to retreat further, but the humans were relentless. Command ships were disabled, transport ships destroyed, and smaller vessels overwhelmed. The arrogance of the Council had blinded them. They had underestimated the humans, and now they were paying the price. Soyun's squadron returned after the final strike, pilots tired but proud. They had crippled part of the Council fleet and left a clear message. Humanity was strong, clever, and patient. Daesu addressed the crew on the bridge. Today, humans showed the galaxy our strength. Not with arrogance, not with numbers, but with courage, precision, and intelligence. The Council will never forget the price of hubris. This is only the beginning, but humanity has made its mark. Hannah smiled, relief and pride in her eyes. Commander, the Council fleet is retreating. They are scattered and weak. Humanity has the advantage. Daesu's expression was calm but determined. Yes, but we cannot stop. We continue to strike with precision, defend our colonies, and prepare for their counterattacks. Humanity will survive, and the galaxy will respect us. President Mi-sun watched the reports from Earth. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered, They are humans. They are brave. They are clever. They will survive. In the darkness of space, the human fleet regrouped. Ships repaired minor damage, crews rested briefly, and commanders planned the next moves. Humanity had struck first and struck decisively. The Council's hubris had crumbled before the patience, courage, and strategy of humans. Commander Daesu looked at the stars, feeling a quiet pride. Humans are patient. Humans are clever. Humans survive. The Council may recover, but they will never underestimate us again. And so, the human fleet moved silently through space, ready for the battles ahead. The Council had begun to fall, and humanity's moment had arrived. The galaxy would remember the day when silence ended, and humans showed their true strength. The remnants of the Council fleet were scattered across space, damaged and demoralized. Commander Daesu stood on the bridge of Songhua, watching the holographic display of the enemy's positions. Humanity had struck first and struck hard, and now the time had come to finish what they had started. Lieutenant Hannah approached him with a report. Commander, Their command ships are heavily damaged. Many are retreating, but a few remain near the outer rim. If we strike now, we can force a complete surrender. Daesu nodded. So-yun, prepare your squadron. Ji-hoon, coordinate with Sung to optimize weapons for the final assault. Min-suk, check all shields and energy systems. We cannot afford mistakes now. On Mars, Min-suk worked tirelessly to maintain the energy grids that powered the fleet. Every ship depended on precise energy levels for shields, engines, and weapons. One miscalculation could leave a human ship vulnerable. All systems stable, he said. The fleet is ready for the final strike. President Mi-sun watched the battle unfold from Earth. She felt a mix of pride and anxiety. Humanity had fought with courage, intelligence, and patience, but she knew the final moves would decide the fate of the galaxy. They will survive, she whispered to herself. Humans always find a way. The human fleet moved silently through space, each ship following exact coordinates. Commander Daesu's plan relied on speed, precision, and timing. Every ship, every weapon, every crew member played a part in the final strike. So-yun led her squadron through asteroid fields, avoiding the remaining Council sensors. Pilots moved with skill and discipline, striking weak points and disappearing before the enemy could respond. Focus on their command ships, So-yun said. We finished this today. The Council fleet struggled to regroup. Admiral Bora's pride had turned to fear. How can this be? Humans. They should not have the strength to continue. Kyung, her aide, looked at the displays with concern. Admiral, their strategy is flawless. They strike with precision and vanish. Our formations are broken. We cannot stop them. Bora's claws trembled on the console. Impossible. Find them. Destroy them. Do not let them escape. Daesu watched calmly from Songhua. Humanity had predicted every move. Their patient silence had been preparation, and now the humans had the advantage. Hannah, Ji-hoon, target the remaining command ships. So-yun, intercept any reinforcements. Humanity controls this battle. Energy pulse cannons fired across the battlefield. Council command ships shuddered under precise strikes, systems failing one by one. Smaller ships were disabled, drifting helplessly in space. The Council fleet's morale crumbled as humans continued their relentless attack. On one human ship, Pilot Hygiene aimed carefully at a damaged cruiser. This is for Earth, she whispered, firing her energy pulse cannon. The cruiser exploded, leaving debris floating silently. Ji-hoon coordinated the attack with the AI Korsung. All remaining weapons systems are ready. Calculations show a 98% chance of disabling the remaining fleet if executed now. Daesu nodded. Execute the plan. Humanity strikes with patience and courage. We end this today. The human fleet moved like shadows, unpredictable and deadly. Council officers scrambled to respond, but humans had anticipated every possible move. Command ships were destroyed, transport ships disabled, and the remaining Council forces began to retreat in disarray. So-yun's squadron performed daring maneuvers, hitting weak points and avoiding retaliation. Every strike reminded the Council of their mistake. They had underestimated humans. Their hubris had blinded them. On Earth, President Mi-sun watched the final strikes. Tears filled her eyes. Humanity had survived, fought, and won against a powerful enemy. They did it, she whispered. Humans are strong, clever, and brave. They will never be ignored again. Min-suk monitored the energy grids on Mars. Shields stable. Weapons optimized. Humanity is ready for the final engagement. The Council's remaining forces attempted to flee toward distant systems, but the humans pursued with calm precision. Each move was calculated, every strike deliberate. The enemy had nowhere to hide. Bora's voice was full of desperation. No, how can this be? Humans? They are impossible. Kyung looked at her with fear. Admiral, we cannot survive. Their strategy is perfect. Their patience, their timing, we underestimated them. Humanity is stronger than we thought. Daesu gave the final command. All units, Strike their remaining command ships simultaneously. Disable their weapons and engines. Humanity will end this conflict now. Energy beams cut through the darkness of space, striking the Council ships with precision. Explosions tore through command centers, weapons failed, and engines went offline. The Council fleet, once mighty and proud, lay in ruin. Hannah watched the destruction calmly. Commander, the Council fleet is completely disabled. They cannot continue. Humanity has won. Desu nodded, his expression calm but proud. Yes, today humans showed the galaxy their true strength. Not through arrogance or numbers, but through patience, intelligence, and courage. The Council will remember this day. Soyun's squadron returned after the final strike. Pilots were tired but proud. They had completed their mission with precision, showing that humans were not weak or helpless. Humanity had survived and risen stronger. On Earth, people celebrated quietly, aware that their species had proven itself in the galaxy. President Mi-sun addressed her council. Humanity has survived the test. We have faced the greatest power in the galaxy and emerged victorious. Today, we are no longer underestimated. Min-suk smiled as he watched the fleet return. Every human ship had survived. Every crew member had fought with courage and skill. Humanity had shown that even against overwhelming odds, they could win. Commander Desu addressed the fleet over secure channels. Humans of all colonies, today we have proven ourselves. We survived, we fought, and we showed the galaxy that our silence was not weakness. The Council underestimated us, and now they have learned the cost of hubris. Humanity stands proud, strong, and united. Remember this day, and remember that we are humans. We survive. We fight. We endure. Hannah nodded beside him. Commander, the galaxy will never forget us. Desu smiled faintly. No, they will not. Silence has ended, and humanity's voice is now heard across the stars. Soyun, Ji-hoon, Min-suk, Hai-jin, and all the crew looked at the stars with pride. Humanity had faced an enemy that had believed in its own power and arrogance. The humans had been patient, clever, and brave. They had survived and won. Admiral Bora's fleet was gone, scattered, and broken. Kyung surrendered, realizing the humans had proved themselves. The Council had crumbled, not through war alone, but through their own hubris and underestimation of humanity. On Earth, people looked up at the night sky, knowing that humans were no longer silent or weak. Humanity had risen. Humanity had survived. Humanity had won. Commander Desu stood on the observation deck of Songhua, looking at the stars. Humans are patient, humans are clever, and humans endure. The galaxy will remember this day. Silence is over. Humanity speaks, and the galaxy listens. The human fleet regrouped, ready to return to their colonies, to repair, to rebuild, and to celebrate. The war was over, but the legend of humans had only begun. Hannah, Soyun, Ji-hoon, Min-suk, and Hai-jin gathered on the bridge. We did it, Hannah said quietly. Desu nodded. Yes, we showed that humans are not weak, that we are more than anyone imagined. The Council underestimated us, and now the galaxy knows the truth. Soyun smiled. They will think twice before challenging humanity again. Desu looked at the stars one last time. This is the future. Humanity has survived, humanity has fought, and humanity will endure. Let the galaxy remember today, the day humans rose from silence to victory. The fleet turned toward home, carrying the pride, courage, and hope of all humans. The Council had crumbled, hubris had been punished, and humanity had proven itself. The galaxy would never forget that silence was not weakness, and that humans were a force to be reckoned with. And so humanity returned to its colonies, stronger, wiser, and united. The stars stretched endlessly before them, but the humans were ready. The Council had fallen, but the story of humanity had only begun. The galaxy had learned a lesson. Never underestimate humans.